VA loans, what do you need? What if you can't find what you need? What do? I'll tell you. VA loans. Typically, you hear the term DD-214, and the lender will always ask you for the DD-214. And that is the form that we use to go and obtain your certificate of eligibility online through the VA portal. What if you can't find your DD-214? What do? Well, guess what? Anymore today, everything is so online, everything is automated and in the Big Brother computer system that most times, even without that, we are able to go in and pull your certificate of eligibility. So that's the good news. What else do you need to know about getting a VA loan? Well, one of the main questions we always ask is, do you have a service-related disability? If you do have a service-related disability, then you do not have to pay a funding fee. So that is the benefit that you get on your mortgage with a service-related disability when you have a VA loan. So instead of having to pay that upfront funding fee that gets financed into your loan, whether it's the first time or the subsequent time where it's even higher, if you have that service-related disability, that will not be part of your loan. You will not have to pay that funding fee. The other thing is you may get disability income if you have a service-related disability. And with that, we can use that income for qualifying. So that's another good thing to know. What if you're just exiting the service and you're going to go into civilian life and you have a job that you're currently getting paid through the military, but you're going to go out into the civilian world and get a job through a private entity versus the government? What happens? Well, in order to close on a mortgage and still use your VA eligibility, we have to have some sort of income that will continue, and the likelihood of continuance is good. So if you don't have a new job yet, you would need to wait until you at least have a job offer. With the VA loan, we can use the projected income. So as long as you have a signed job offer with all the conditions met or no conditions, unconditional, we could go ahead and close that loan with the anticipation of your start date. But if you're in between jobs, we would not be able to do a loan for you at that point. And I have a lot of people ask that question, so that's why I bring it up. What else do you need to know about VA loans? Well, one thing that's really great about a VA loan is that the debt to income ratio, so the amount of debt, the dollar amount of debt in relation to your income, can be much higher with a VA loan than it can be with an FHA or conventional loan. And the reason is that VA does something different that conventional and FHA loans do not require. So it can be a benefit, it can sometimes be a detriment, but it can be a benefit in that the VA loan, part of the underwriting process is we look at what's called disposable income. And depending on how many people are in your family and what part of the country you live in, so north, east, west, there's different dollar amounts that we have to follow, different guidelines. So with a VA loan, you have to have a certain amount of disposable income based on the amount of people in your home, in your household, and in the part of the country that you live. And so what does that mean? What is disposable income? Well, as an example, let's just say that your gross income per year, or per month, is $6,000. We'll just use that as an example. If your gross income for the month is $6,000 a month, then with a VA loan, what's different from the other two, as I talked about, is we have to subtract all of your debts, including childcare, and back out taxes and FICA and things that we don't back out on a conventional or FHA loan. And after all that happens, we have to see how much money do you have to live on. Because in reality, when you get paid, taxes do come out of your paycheck. And even though the bills that show up on credit, which is what we normally use for a conventional and FHA loan, is part of the debt ratio with VA, VA also kind of makes common sense. And they say, well, you have childcare, you're going to have housing maintenance expenses, which we factor in. So with VA, as long as your disposable income is high enough, meaning you have enough to live on after paying all those bills and the maintenance for the home and the childcare and the taxes that come out of your income per month, as long as that's high enough, you can have a high debt ratio. We've done a VA loan with a 62% debt ratio, even higher than that. So that is one thing that is very different about VA than an FHA or conventional loan. The other thing about VA is they're a lot more lenient on credit items, although the loan still has to meet the basic credit requirements. So it's not like you can just have any old credit, no credit score, poor credit scores, and still get a VA loan. It's just a lot more lenient. Another thing to be aware of with VA is if you have a co-borrower and they are not a spouse, you're not married, there are some really strict guidelines around that for VA. They don't allow it. It's not that you can't do it, but it will significantly reduce the amount of eligibility you'll get from VA and take away that 0% down option. You'll have to do something different. So, must be married with a VA loan. We've had people go to the altar to get that loan done in both names. Now, one of them could be on title and not be on the loan, but if both parties want to be on the loan, or if we need the other person for qualifying, they would have to be married versus a girlfriend-boyfriend situation. VA is the best product on the market, in my opinion. I mean, no money down. You can have a higher debt ratio if you need it, as long as that disposable is good, so it's a sound loan. It's the one thing that, as a veteran, we want to honor your service. Take advantage of the VA loan. It's such a great product.